Hello, everyone. Hi, guys. I've tried to go live a couple times, but my baby's fighting her sleep, so if I have to hop off, that's why. Hopefully, she's good now, but we'll see. How is your Fridays going? My microphone's a little far away. I feel like this, I don't know, The Rock being nice to him, and this is kind of weird. Yes. Let's go. I'm excited to see Roman in a Rumble again. I think that's what he asked. Ooh, KO. KO is so unhinged. He's so mad. Yeah, Cody's gone. He ain't taking that. Drop a hey as you guys come on. Let me know you're here. What did you guys think of Netflix or Raw's debut on Netflix? Oh no. Paul, be careful. Yeah, what's gonna happen to Solo's bloodline? Jimmy! And he's got his own entrance, y'all. He never gets his own entrance. Super kick to everybody. You get a super kick. You get a super kick. Yes, Jimmy! Oh, God. Jacob's wild. Where Jay at? What's that guy gonna do? Where's Jay or Sammy or Roman? Hello? Well, that's gonna make KO very happy. Okay, Cody. But really, where is Jay and Roman and Sammy? Jimmy out there on his own. What do you guys think of Monday Night Raw? College football tonight. Hoping Texas win. Ohio State's up. We'll join you after. I hope Texas wins too. I did see Ohio State scored pretty quickly though. Yeah, that street fight between Damian Priest and Finn Balor is gonna be very good. I think KO will work with Solo. I could see KO working with Solo too. I could see KO working with Drew. I could see KO also working with Seth Rollins because we know he's gonna crash out since he lost to CM Punk Monday night. Look, on Monday, he's so happy he's solo to Roman so bad. Just so weird to hear Roman in the Rumble for him not being in it for so long. I know, but I'm actually really excited to see Roman back in a Rumble. We haven't seen him in a while in a Rumble, so it's going to be really good to see him back. So next for Rhea for the win the title. I think Rhea is going to go against Io Sky at WrestleMania. So I don't know if they're going to go ahead and start that feud or if that feud's going to start closer to WrestleMania and she's going to have another opponent in between. I kind of feel like Becky Lynch could come back Monday night and she could fight Becky at Royal Rumble. Hey, Nikki. Shout out to Nikki for joining and subscribing. Finn is going to turn face Monday. I think so too. Which I'm ready for Finn to break away from the Judgment Day and go back to a singles competitor. I know Becky was at Raw, but they postponed her return. That's why I think she could return this Monday night. I don't care if he brings back the demon or the prince or whatever he wants to bring back. He just needs to go back to being a solos competitor. Because him and the Judgment Day is just not working anymore. He's not as strong as he could be. KO is crashing out, Drew's gonna crash out, and Seth's gonna crash out because he lost to CM Punk. You think Finn will go face against Priest? See, I I don't know what Finn's gonna do because I feel like he can't really turn face because Damien is a face, and I feel like that rivalry is still there. But like he's gonna turn on the Judgment Day. So then does that mean like Liv and them are gonna turn face? I don't know. Like that whole kind of storyline is confusing to me because I feel like that Damien is a face. So if Finn's gonna face him, he has to be a heel. But we know that Finn's gonna turn on the Judgment Day and Liv and Dom. So does that make them the faces? I don't know. Honestly, I just don't know. He didn't use his inside voice. Machen. Do you think Cena will win the Royal Rumble though? He is the favorite. I'd rather see him win the Chamber instead. I go back and forth between Cena and CM Punk, but I feel like CM Punk is going to continue this feud with Seth, so I think that Cena probably will win. Roman is a face. Unless Finn and Priest join up. They could, but I don't see that happening either after what all Finn has done to Priest. I don't see Priest forgiving him that easily. All hail Queen Chelsea. What's next for Liv, Dama, and Raquel? Well, I think they are going to break away from Finn, JD, Carlito. I think it's just gonna be the three of them. I I could see Liv and Raquel being a tag team now. I want to see more Priest and Rhea. I think so too. I really want to see more Priest and Rhea. I kind of want to see them together, but I feel like in order to do that, they would have to go against Dom and Liv because that's really the only other like male female tag group right now. You think Perez shows up tonight? Nope. I think Roxanne Perez shows up at Royal Rumble. I think her and Trick Williams both will appear at the Royal Rumble and go to the main roster after that. I think Liv and Raquel will probably be a tag team. I think that makes the most sense for their storyline because you're not going to break them up. They just got together. So I think it makes the most sense for them to be a tag team. When do we think we see Miss Alexa Bliss? I saw that her return is soon. I hope we get Becky and Seth versus Punk and AJ. That would be really good. I would also like to see Punk and AJ versus Liv and Dom. Sorry, you were right about Roxanne and Julia. I had a feeling. I told you guys. I had a feeling that that was when she was going to lose the title so that she could go to the main roster. I think we are going to get Tiffy versus Flair at WrestleMania 41. You think she's going to show up as Royal Rumble? Yes, I think Roxanne and Trick both show up at the Royal Rumble. Along with, I could see Cora Jade also showing up. I'm going to do a whole video on my YouTube channel of like all of my Royal Rumble entries later when it gets closer to time. Trick come to Smackdown. Can we get Trick and Carmelo again? When is A-Town Down Under going to break up? Like, I don't know. They're just not doing it anymore. I'll subscribe. Thank you. If TikTok goes away, that's where I'm going to be posting most of my content, there on Instagram. Trick is going to the main roster, but I think Trick needs more time before a call up. I don't know. I think he's a big star, and the audience loves him, so I think that will really help him. I hope they don't just give Flair the title immediately. I honestly hope not either. I mean, I do want to see that match with her and Tiffy, but I honestly want Tiffy to beat her. Is this your last live on TikTok? Possibly. When did they say it's going away? The 19th. So next week will be the 17th. So I'll be live then. Well, I'll be live on Monday too. So Monday and next Friday, and then if TikTok goes away, we will be live on YouTube, Twitch, and possibly Instagram. I think Theory should be a singles competitor as well. I think him and Waller should break up. I'm just over the A-Town Down Under stuff. What's next for Solo? I hope Solo goes kind of on a singles competitor run too. I think he could have a very strong singles competitor storyline. He's really good in the ring. He's improved in promos. But I don't see Jacob and Tama and him breaking up that soon. I think there's going to be a little storyline there. These women on the roster made the division the best it's ever been. The older ones had their chance. Yeah, I mean, I love Charlotte, and she, was one of the four horsewomen. She's great, but I want the new people like Tiffy and like Bianca and Jade and all them. I want them to shine as well. So I don't want to just automatically default to the people that have been there. I want Roman to be World Heavyweight Championship. I'm here for Roman getting any title because I like Roman. I want to see them back, but these women deserve their own time. I agree. Like everybody the roster is so strong right now. And adding Becky and Charlotte back is going to make it even stronger, but I feel like we should really play into what we have and create feuds and storylines with that. January 27th is going to be really interesting on Raw when Roman is teasing. Do you want John Cena to win the Royal Rumble or somebody else? Honestly, I wouldn't. I go back and forth because I feel like John Cena winning is the obvious choice because it is his last one. But I also feel like that would be a really cool moment because it is his last one. I think either way, he deserves to main event WrestleMania since it is his last one. And we have 2 nights of WrestleMania, so he can main event one of the nights. And I feel like he deserves to fight for a title. But my question is, if he does win the Royal Rumble, whose title does he go after? Do you think he goes after Cody's or Gunther's or Braun's? Or will somebody else have the title before then? I have seen many stories that Gunther is probably the favorite for that. I just don't really want Gunther to hold the title that long. And that sounds horrible, but I'm just not invested in Gunther. I think he needs to lose the title and have a character change. Hope he goes after the Rock's title, the People's Championship title. Maybe Gunther. John will go after, but I think I want John to win the IC title. I could see that. Um, I'm just not invested in Gunther. So if he loses it before WrestleMania, I won't be sad. But yeah, guys, if TikTok does go away, just make sure you're following me on Instagram, YouTube. I do have X as well because that's where I will be posting all my content. I totally agree with you, Christopher. Gunther was a great IC champion and his storyline was great. But with the World Heavyweight Champion, I just don't feel the same energy. And maybe it's because he has been in this character for so long. I feel like he's really great in the ring and I like him in the ring. I just am not invested in the character that he has anymore. I think he should turn heel or I don't know. I think he should just do something else. Seth Rollins is absolutely going to turn heel. He's absolutely going to turn heel, and he's absolutely going to crash out. We're about to get the biggest heel Rollins there ever was. Like, it's going to be worse than him turning on the Shield, I think. And he's not done with Punk. Oh, she was a little smarter than Piper that time. I love Seth as a heel. I think he's one of the best heels. I wish Dean Ambrose would come back to WWE, but he's happy at AEW. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I don't ever see him coming back. Chelsea switched it up. Ah, I love Chelsea. I mean, I love Meechin too, don't get me wrong, but I'm here for Chelsea. I'm loving Piper's security guard vibe. Yeah, Piper's bodyguard's awesome. I love it. She plays the part very well. I want to see Theory turn face too. I do too. I thought it was going to happen a long time ago and it never did. And I'm waiting for it because I think that he could be a good face. When is Jade coming back? I'm hoping soon because I need to know who attacked her. And we've seen her little Instagram post, so when she does come back, she's gonna cause chaos. This was wild. But where's the Street Profits? They've given no clues at all. Your thoughts on DIY turning heel? I think DIY is a lot better heel. And I'll be honest, when they first kind of teased it, I was like, I don't know how that's going to work, but I actually really think it strengthens their characters a lot. John Moxley will return to WWE. We never thought Cody Rhodes would ever return. I never thought CM Punk would ever return either, and he did. So I will never say never. I just don't see it right now. Naomi attacked Jade. See, I'm in between Naomi, Bianca, or Charlotte. Like, those are my three that I'm suspicious about. If I had one of those, like, clue boards, that's who would be on it. Are they going to go to Raw since they said Adam Pearce didn't treat him that way? I miss the Shield too. I am a full Shield girl. I loved them so much. I'll be honest with you, I don't love this group. And I don't love his little scratches on his chest. It kind of creeps me out. I did really like Elektra Lopez in NXT, but I've kind of been disappointed with her like main roster run because she hasn't really done anything besides be there. Like she hasn't really wrestled much. John Moxley's AEW contract's up in 2027, but he was signed for AEW, but who comes? I feel like 2027 feels so far away, but it's only 2 years away. Like, just saying 2027 sounds so far away, but it's not. It's 2 years. That Tiffy jacket is freaking awesome. Do you think Finn's gonna turn face? See, I don't know what to think about that. Because if he turns face, what does that make Damien? Because he's feuding with Damien. I heard Aleister Black AEW contract. It'd be cool to see him back in WWE. His contract is expected to be up in like February or March, I saw, and I would be really happy to see him back in WWE too. You think that feud will end on Monday? That would make sense if it's a street fight. But then how does he turn face? Does he like attack Dom or what? I don't watch a whole lot of AEW, but there are some stars that I follow on there. Um, and I've always liked Aleister Black. I love Julia Hart. Um, Will Ospreay. I used to really like MJF, but his character lately I'm not loving on there that I've seen. But that's not really his fault. I feel like that's the writing's fault. I would have loved to see him come to WWE because I think he would have been very strong in WWE. Where do you hope Alexa Bliss character goes if she comes back? I want to see creepy Alexa. I don't care if it's the doll. I don't care if she's some other version of Sister Abigail. I don't care. I want creepy Alexa because I love creepy Alexa. I feel like Liv Morgan will turn on Dom and kick him out of the Judgment Day. Listen, so I'm a little salty at Dom for, trying to hug Rhea and all that jazz. But then I thought about it and I was like, was he trying to trick her so they could jump her? Like, I don't know. I don't know what that storyline is. So I'm interested to see where that goes because then, like, they both posted on social media, like, their pictures, whatever, seeming like they're okay. So I'm interested to see, like, where that goes because he was real quick to jump in that ring and try to hug Rhea. Is Brock coming back? I don't know. Because we know he's kind of wrapped. He's been rumored to be wrapped up in the Vince stuff. Um, so I think he's a big question mark. If MJF signs to WWE, he has to start a feud with Cody. That would be a really good feud. Also, um, I think MJF and Logan Paul would be good because they both have that kind of cocky attitude. Brock versus Fatu. I want to see Braun versus Fatu. I love Alexa's segment where she's in the doctor's office. Yes. And I love the playhouse when she was with Bray. Um, I love her little doll, Alexa's playhouse. Like that. Give me creepy Alexa. That's what I want. Do you buy merch on WWE Shop? Yes. Sad to hear about Strowman. What happened to Strowman? Did I miss something? Who turns face in 2025? Austin Theory. Finn Balor at some point in time. Tiffy Stratton, I consider a face now. Um, Faces. Braun Breaker, I think, turns face. I think he kind of straddles that line, and I think he officially turns face. He had the flu and lost a lot of weight. Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe Alexa can go after Nikki for her spot, or she can just team with them. That'd be cool too. I mean, I feel like that would really fulfill Bray's legacy because Bray and Alexa were so close. I could see Liv going back to a face. Jamie Hayter versus Rhea. That would be a good match as well. I honestly want to see eventually after she comes back and kind of builds her character and storyline again. I want to see Rhea and Jade because they're both powerhouses. She's the only one weird enough to feud with Nikki now. Listen, Scarlett's doing pretty good. I want to see Scarlett and Nikki actually in the ring because the little bits and pieces I've seen of Scarlett, I like her. So, did the Street Profits get hurt or something? Because why are they not getting chances? I mean, I haven't seen anything that they got hurt, but maybe they did. Maybe I missed it. What's next for Roman? Well, at first I thought it was The Rock. However, I don't feel like that's happening now. Um, so I feel like Roman, I don't really know. This is like the first time that I don't know where his storyline's gonna go. I honestly think we could see Roman and Punk. But I think that's gonna be more so like SummerSlam-ish. Um, because I feel like Punk and Seth is probably gonna last until WrestleMania. And WrestleMania is gonna be like a last man standing or Hell in a Cell or some type of match. I think Roman and Drew could happen. I do think Roman and Drew could happen, especially with um Drew going after everybody in his bloodline because we know Roman doesn't play about his family. Roman and John, I mean, I could see that, but then I'm like, why? Um, why would John go after Roman when he wants a title? So I don't know. I could see Roman and Drew happening sooner rather than later. But I'm honestly ready to see some of the titles change hands. Um, I want to see Gunther's title change hands. I want to see Cody's title change hands again, honestly. I haven't loved what they've done with Cody's reign. I feel like KO has been his strongest feud. I don't want to see Roman and Cody again either. I love Gunther. I'm sorry. I loved Gunther as the IC champion. I don't love him so much as a world champion. I think he needs a character change. Piper Niven is very funny. I think we could eventually get Piper and Chelsea. Heard Cena versus Cody at WrestleMania is happening. I wouldn't be fully upset about that match. Cody has had a boring reign. I just feel like the stories haven't been there. KO is trying to be Kevin Stein again. KO is unhinged, is what he is. He is very unhinged. I would not be disappointed with Cody and John because I feel like John could win that title from him and it really wouldn't affect Cody's reign too much because this is kind of like John's last hurrah. So I feel like if Cody lost to him, it wouldn't affect his reign much. They need to do more with LA Knight. Yeah, I thought that when he got the title, like he was gonna have some huge storylines, and he did good. But it wasn't anything like outstanding. I think we were still wanting more. Would a John heel turn hurt his retirement tour? I think so. I don't think it would work because everyone's going to be rooting for John no matter what because it's his last hurrah. And I think if they tried to turn heel, it wouldn't work. I don't think the fans are still going to love him. Andrade, Hayes, and Knight versus Nakamura at Mania. That would be pretty good. I want to see more Carmelo Hayes because he's very, very good. The Hayes Andrade 25 matches was great, so I wouldn't mind seeing them back in the ring. How about everyone booing Hulk Hogan? Listen, I don't care if you love or hate Hulk Hogan or where you stand in that. That promo, whatever, was unnecessary. Like, it was so unnecessary, and I don't care what side you're on, it was just unnecessary. I don't need him out there telling me to buy a beer. Like, what was the point? I could have had Lyra and Dakota fighting, but no, he had to come out there and tell me to buy a beer. Kevin Owens versus Sammy at WrestleMania 41, that wouldn't be too bad either. I missed the Money in the Bank at Mania. I know we haven't had that in a little while because Money in the Bank is after Mania and people don't tend to hold it that long anymore. Just for like he took up that time for nothing, like had nothing valuable to say. Like, drink my beer. And then you have Jimmy Hart waving the flag in the back. I don't care. I want to see Daniel Bryan back in WWE. I wouldn't mind that either, but I don't think he ever will. He was very happy with AEW and ending it there, and I think that will just stay there. Kevin and Sammy go heel versus the Usos. No, Sammy has to stay with the Usos because I just love their relationship. I'm tired of everybody jumping off the ropes onto somebody on the outside. Sometimes they miss them tremendously, and it's honestly funny. Would you love to see Austin and Punk again? I'm loving anything Punk does since his return, honestly. I was not a big Punk fan when he was here before, but since he's come back, I've really loved his character. It seems like he's having a lot more fun, and I like it. Randy versus Cody. That's what I really originally wanted. I wanted Randy versus Cody at WrestleMania. I don't think I'm getting that. Listen, Pat and Michael are my favorite. Pat is my favorite. I watch his show. I watch him on here. I watch anything he does. I love him. But him and Michael together are hysterical. I was dying when Dom was talking to him and he was like, he's saying blah, blah, blah. I don't speak bitch. Like, the shit that he comes up with is hilarious. How did these people win? I just feel like they have no pop. Like, do they have pop to you guys? I just feel like they have no pop. Like, I don't know. I just don't love it. Paul Heyman is the best manager ever. I can't wait to see Tiffy. I wish you guys could have seen my reaction because I went from like so mad at Tiffy for helping Naya to so happy, like on the edge of my seat when she cashed in. I wish you guys could have seen it. Tag team matches are lacking a ton of energy, and that's why the Street Profits need to get back in the ring. Who do you see Logan Paul facing at Mania? I really don't know. I feel like they've threw a lot of names out on the table and nothing has stuck. So I really am not sure who's actually going to stick. LA Knight's on my TV too. I do know I Show Speed. You know who I would like to see back, and maybe he'll pop up at the Royal Rumble? Maybe. Is Bad Bunny. When did you start watching wrestling? I've been watching ever since I was a kid. I watched with my dad, like probably late 90s, early 2000s ish. So I've been watching ever since then. Kind of watched off and on during like the 2010s. But then picked it back up pretty quickly. And I've actually, thanks to everything being on Peacock, which now I think is moving to Netflix, I was able to watch everything that I kind of missed. So, Randy RKO him at WrestleMania 40. That could happen. Nakamura's boring. Bad Bunny got some moves. So, I don't mind Shinsuke, but I kind of feel like they gave him the title too soon. I feel like they could have like done a lot with the Shinsuke LA Knight feud, and that would have been better than just handing him. So many unanswered Mania questions. Thought we were going to get it at Netflix. Yeah, WrestleMania. This is like I usually feel like I know what's coming for WrestleMania. This is like the first year that I'm not really sure, and it's still early, but I'm just not sure what that's gonna be. I started with my dad too early 2000s, fell off 2010s. I watched The Shield too. Huge Shield fan. I kind of feel like Logan Paul disrespects WWE. I just feel like he doesn't care. I will say, I think because he is going to be pretty much full time this year, like he's going to focus on WWE, and this year will really show whether or not he's committed to the WWE or if it's just kind of like a fun thing for him. I think this year is going to be his make or break. Flair might be at Smackdown tonight. That would be epic. Is she going to come out and confront Tiffy? I feel like a lot of people don't like Logan Paul, and that's fine. He's done a lot of stuff, whatever. But I do feel like he is talented in the ring. So I do feel like if he focused on it and really like kind of mastered it and mastered his promos and showed up more, he really could have a lot of potential. Like I think he really could. He's athletic. Um but I feel like a lot of people, because they see him as this guy that just pops up whenever he wants to, doesn't like that. I hope we don't get Taker and Paul after him being on his podcast teasing. Yeah, I don't feel like that would make sense. Maybe Taker showing up during Paul's match, but not them having a match together. I want to see Bad Bunny and Priest team up. Me too. Or go against each other again. Their match against each other was good too. What's Braun Breaker's ceiling? I don't think he has one. I think that kid is super freaking talented, and I think he's going to be a star. Now, what happens with Solo? I'm not sure. I honestly think we're eventually going to get Solo versus Jacob. I think they're going to turn on Solo because he's not the tribal chief anymore. But I don't know when exactly that will come. I have a feeling that will be a WrestleMania match because that would be a very strong card. So that's where I see it eventually going. Immediately, I'm not really sure. I feel like he could still like boss them around and they kind of get mad about it. Triple H booking is cooking. Triple H is cooking. Shawn Michaels is cooking. We're getting really good wrestling right now. Bad Bunny and Priest would be good tag team champions. I wouldn't be disappointed in that at all. I loved Bad Bunny. It's crazy how popular WWE is now. Everyone's on my Insta posted stories about Raw. Yeah, I think honestly, it going to Netflix is really going to help too. I think that that's going to just bring in even a new audience. Do you think Vince should come back? No. Like I Triple H is doing great and let's just leave it and be done. Triple H is doing fantastic and it just needs to stay there. Yeah, Triple H has I'm sorry, but Triple H in the time that he's taken over has been 10 times better. Like just with the matches, the people, the character development. That's one thing that I love about Triple H is he's all about character development, building storylines. When is AJ coming back? I'm hoping at the Royal Rumble. Seth talked about how bad they were struggling in the 2010s. They were. Like they were struggling and it just wasn't the strong wrestling that we knew. The storyline is absolutely better than the match. Like, if you give me 100 matches that have no storyline, I'm not going to be invested in them. If you give me 3 matches that have 3 excellent storylines that build, I'm in. I'm sold. I feel like that's partially why I don't get too much into AEW is because every time I've watched it, um, I haven't I haven't been invested in their storylines. So I feel like that's why I don't get as into AEW as I have the WWE because I have to have that storyline aspect. I just don't want to see you running around in the ring, one, two, three, done, and then we're facing somebody new. I need storylines. Yeah, the production team are doing great. What about the drone shots on the Raw Netflix debut? The drone shots were insane. Lillian's on Smackdown? She hasn't been on SmackDown, right? She was on. No, she took Samantha's spot on Raw. So is Alicia going to Raw then? Who do you think deserves the men's United States Championship? I think there are a few options, but I would give it to Carmelo. Yeah, I see a lot of AEW like clips on TikTok and stuff. Sometimes I watch them. And like I said, I follow like a few of the wrestlers on there, but I really just watch clips. I don't watch the whole show. I like Edge. I don't really like that they're calling him Cope now. I think that's kind of weird. I don't know, it just doesn't sound right. Kai better win on Monday. I love Dakota Kai, and I hope she wins on Monday. And I have nothing against Lyra, but I just love Dakota. The one kind of rivalry that I watched a little more of was the Tony Storm Mariah May one. I did watch a little bit more of that one, but that's really about the only one that I was kind of invested in, and I wasn't really invested in it, I just liked it. They're both super talented. Dakota Kai and Lyra are both super, super talented. I just hope that with um I hope Dakota Kai wins it because she's been through so much, honestly. Like Lyra's still new and up and coming, and she's gonna have a bright future. Dakota Kai's just been through so much between coming back and then having all the injuries that I just want something good for her. Your thoughts on Mercedes and AEW? I honestly haven't seen much of it. I'll be honest with you, and I loved Sasha in WWE. I haven't seen a whole lot of her Mercedes Moné run in the AEW. I think she's a very talented superstar, but I can't really speak on it because I haven't seen a lot of it. I was so happy when Chelsea won too. I love Chelsea Green. And I was so happy for her because, again, she was one that Triple H brought back, and she's really shined ever since. And that, like, Chelsea is the prime example of like Triple H's character development. Like, he's brought Chelsea back, and her character's been fantastic. He brought Nia back, and her character was great. Like, he is so good about building these people's character. Do you think Alexa Bliss will be champion this year when she comes back? I don't think so. And I love Alexa Bliss, but the only reason I say that is because there's so many strong females on the roster right now, and there's so many strong storylines going on that I don't think it makes sense for her to win the title this year. Now, I will say she could come back, build storylines, and win next year. He gives them confidence too. He lets them. Yeah, I agree. I think he just really brings out the best in people from what I've seen. I think Priest should have a title in his hand. I also hope that in 2025 we continue to see Jay as a singles competitor because he has such a great 2024, and I want that to continue for him. Not a fan of Braun Breaker, really? I kind of like Braun. I mean, I want to see more of Braun, and of course, I don't like that he took the title from Jay, but I do think he's got a lot of potential. the the biggest issue that I had with Vince is he made the same people the priority over and over and over again. We didn't really get a whole lot of new stuff. I feel like he had his, handful of favorites, and you weren't getting much more than that. And I hated that. I also hated, obviously, that he didn't prioritize the women. Like, I was a huge Total Divas fan, and there was, several episodes where they had matches and they all got cut because people went over time and there just wasn't room for them, and I didn't like that. I don't feel like he prioritized equally, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And honestly, like, he made me like absolutely hate Austin Theory when he brought Austin Theory on as his like prodigy or whatever the shit it was. Like, I hated that character of Austin Theory. I feel like if I feel like if that would have stayed Theory's character, he wouldn't be in the wrestling ring today. Do you think Jordan Grace? I think Grace for sure will. I wouldn't be surprised with Hendry because he was such people loved him in NXT. I do feel like though if he joins, he will join in NXT. He won't come to the main roster. I could see Grace coming straight to the main roster. Again, I'll be honest, I don't really want to see Goldberg either. I just don't care about it. There's other people I'd rather see. Time for Finn to have a title run. That's not, I would not be disappointed with Finn having a title run either. I love Finn as a singles competitor, always have. Honestly, Demon Finn is my favorite, but I think he's just very strong as a singles competitor in general. If he does it, Braun Breaker can make a match if he does have it. Yeah. I think if Goldberg does come back, Gunther is probably who he's going to fight because we've already seen a little bit of that teaser. Judgment Day is boring. I agree. I feel like they had so much potential when Liv joined them, but then it just fell off from there and it's time for them to end. Damian Priest, I'm so proud of him. He came a long way. I watched his biography. It was so good. If you have not seen it, you need to watch it because it's so good. Do you think Dom will become champion this year? I wouldn't be surprised. And I was talking a little bit about this on Monday night, but in the WWE, you want reaction. If you're a face, you want to be cheered. If you're a heel, you want to be booed. Like you want a reaction. And there's nobody in the WWE that gets more of a reaction than Dom. And so that means you're doing a great job in your character. And so I feel like with that being said, and with the audience being invested in him, and they're invested because they boo him, um, I feel like he could become a champion. And honestly, I really like the fact that he's kind of like embraced this Eddie character. I loved Eddie Guerrero too. Thoughts on Raquel being Liv's bodyguard? I think Raquel's character right now is very weak, and I don't think she is very weak. I think she is actually could be pretty strong if she got the opportunities. So I'm not loving where that is. That didn't work. It's awesome to see Ray pay tribute on Eddie. I I know a lot of people don't like that Dom is like kind of portraying Eddie's character a little bit, like kind of reviving it, I guess is the right word. Um, but I like it because he was, they had the custody of Dom match. Like he was a huge part of Dom's life because he's a huge part of Ray's life. Like, I mean, Eddie was basically like his uncle. Like, let's be real. And so I love the fact that he is getting this chance to show everybody what Eddie was about, but with his own like spice on it, basically. Who you have winning the Rumble? Right now, my money's on John Cena and Charlotte Flair. Theory reminds me of Cena a little bit. I could honestly see Theory and Cena fight. Jesus. I could see LA Knight as a main event star in the future. The fans love him, and he cuts a hell of a promo. He's good in the ring. So who's gonna save LA Knight? That man is so athletic, it's insane. Who's your favorite NXT wrestler? Female, Roxanne Perez, Sol Ruka. Male, I like. I like Trick. He's really good. Um, but I also I like what Ethan Page is doing, honestly. I think he's a great heel. And Oba is so good in the ring. I remember my first Mania when I beat the pillow for a WWE Championship. Tag team match next week, Cody and Jimmy versus Tama and Jacob. Yeah, that's definitely where this is going. Or tonight. Are we getting it tonight? Let's do it. I'm here for it. Sign it, Nick. Oba is a future star. I would like to see Zilla in WWE. I think he would be really good. I think he needs I think he needs some time to develop. I think if they're going to bring him, they should bring him to NXT first, let him kind of develop a little bit. But I do think I would like to see him. I think he would be really good if they give him the, time to build and grow. Listen, Cody and the OG Bloodline are best friends now. He's worked with them numerous times now. I get so excited when I watch that. It was just the. Listen, I will say I was so impatient with that cash in, but it honestly was so good and it was worth the wait. What's next for Seth Rollins? He's going to crash out, and him and Punk are not done. Like, you remember a couple years ago when Seth was heel and attacked Cody nonstop? We're about to get that times 10. I hope Tiffy holds the title for a little while because I think she can be a strong champion. And I'm honestly proud of everything she's accomplished. She was one of my favorites when she was in NXT, and so when she got called up to the main roster, I was hoping for big things for her, and it's just been awesome. Give R-Truth the Ulafala. Give R-Truth a crown, because he is a king. I think Javon Evans is going to be a big superstar. I think he is too. I think he needs to stay in NXT for a little while. But I think 2025 could be the year of Javon Evans in NXT. He hates Punk. Yeah, that's why he's gonna crash out. Because Punk beat him. KO is wild. Tiffy time is awesome. Is your clock set? Because mine is. I love Tiffy. Love everything about her. Kevin to work with Solo. I could see that. And I could see Drew joining them as well, which doesn't make sense to me because, newsflash, Drew, Solo is the one that cost you the belt against Roman. But apparently he doesn't care about that. I want to see Ludwig versus Gunther. I want him to turn on Gunther. Tiffy and Trish would be a good match. I love Trish. One of my favorites. One of my all-time favorites. Drew, Kevin, and Seth need to be NWO 3.0. You know what? They fit the mold. It would work. What are your thoughts on Jada Parker? She is a star. I think Jada Parker also has a big year in NXT in 2025, and I think in 2026 she comes to the main roster. The Rock needs to shave. Listen, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know. I said you look like her. I look like who? Like how KO told Solon pin Roman last week. Roman kicked KO. Yeah. Trish, I'll take that. That's a huge compliment. I know. I was so mad when KO came to the ring. I was like, nobody asked you to put your 2 cents in this. I love Jada Parker. Love Jada Parker. I made a video about her not too long ago that I just love her. But I feel like there's not a lot of people in NXT that I don't like. The booking and the characters and everything that's been going on, their roster is so strong. I like Cora Jade, but I like Cora Jade better when she teams with somebody. KO would just be angry. He needs a Xanax. It is kind of weird not seeing Raw on USA. Do you think we're gonna have Raw versus SmackDown for Survivor Series? I would honestly like to see Raw versus SmackDown at Survivor Series again. I think that would make a lot more sense than what we got this past year. This past year felt so kind of rushed and like put together. I didn't love it. I could watch this all day long, you guys. I was so mad when I thought she helped Naya. I love that she tricked her. I just love it. They were treating her so mean. So karma gets you every time. My dream match would be Jade versus Rhea. I think that would be really good too. Tiffy versus Carmella. I love me some Carmella. You're excited for the WWE draft. Are we having one? Because I feel like with all this roster transfer stuff, we may not even have a draft. Nia Jax is overrated. I think Nia Jax has improved since she's come back. I'll be honest with you there. I just love this moment so much. Queen. Look at that. I mean, everybody is so happy. I just love it. She deserves that. I saw this entrance live and it's actually really cool. Who is a like former superstar that you guys would like to see return for the Royal Rumble this year? She was such a strong champion in NXT that I just knew it was only a matter of time before she was a star on main roster too. I really would love to see AJ Lee back. I honestly would like to see Nikki Bella appear at Royal Rumble. Maybe not come back like full time, part time, whatever, but I would like to see her come back for the Royal Rumble. I wouldn't mind seeing. Of course, I would always love to see Trish, Lita. Um, my kid heart would love to see Jeff Hardy back just for at least one match. Like, I don't know, I just really liked him. Um, so there's a few that I would like to see. I want to see Pat McAfee enter the Rumble and like eliminate Dom or something. That would be hilarious with their, especially with their back and forth that they do. Samoa Joe. Is he still on AEW? I haven't seen him in a while. I tell you somebody that I like on AEW that I think would have a really good future in WWE if he came over is Hook. I like Hook. I think he would be a very good WWE star. And Taz is his dad who is in WWE. So I think that'd be cool. All the past Rumble winners will make an appearance. That would be cool. I can't take Hook seriously. I like Hook. I was surprised that he was Taz's son. I did not know that. But I like him. I think he could be a good star. But again, I don't watch it regularly, just here and there. But I do like him. He is little. I'll give you that. He is little. I could see him wanting to go there just because his dad was there. I like Darby Allin too. I do like Darby Allin. I think Darby Allin's character is really cool. Is this show 2 hours or 3 hours tonight? I think they said SmackDown was 3 hours going forward. Can Cena please bring back the Thugonomics just one last time? Kenny Omega could be a good one too. I haven't seen a ton of him, but I've seen a little bit of him. And he's pretty good. I'm actually about to be wild. KO's really gonna be mad now. It's Tim and with Jimmy. Do you think Penta's gonna join LWO? I don't think I don't think he will join LWO. I think he's gonna stay on his own. I do think he'll be like an alliance to them, like they'll be friendly, I guess is what I'm saying. I believe if your character is still, you need to turn heel. I believe if people aren't invested in your character, you need to turn, like if you're a heel, you need to turn face, face turn heel, whatever. But if your people are not invested, then you need to have a switch up. And that's how I feel about Gunther. Like I'm just not invested anymore. So I want him to do something new. Would you be shocked if The Rock's music hits if he is a surprise and it was a swerve? No. I'm nothing The Rock does surprise me at this point. Like nothing. I fully think Monday his little nice guy was a character and an act. I think he's throwing people off. I don't think Final Boss Rock is gone at all. Why did WWE miss signing MJF? I honestly thought they were going to. Like, I was a little surprised when he signed back with AEW. I'm gonna need Austin to just knock the crap out of Waller tonight. That would be great. Thank you. Let's flip the switch a little bit. Any of my NFL fans out there, who do you think's winning this weekend? I don't think Triple H will ever get in the ring again. I think it's too big of a risk for his health. I got the Ravens tomorrow as well. Now, I will say, I never sleep on Mike Tomlin because he's dangerous, but I just don't think they're dangerous enough to beat the Ravens. The Ravens are fantastic with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. I knew as soon as the Ravens signed Derrick Henry that they were going to be a force because you have a running quarterback and now you have a freaking brick house for a running back. What more do you need? Steelers need to do something, anything. Listen, I love Mike Tomlin. He is probably my favorite coach in the league. If they ever got rid of Mike Tomlin, the Bears, I will call him for the Bears because I love him. But they do need a little bit of a switch up. I got Ravens, Chargers, Commanders. Only one interested in. I got Ravens and Chargers. And then I've got the Bucks and Eagles. I love Mike Evans. He is my favorite wide receiver in the league today. Like, he is just that guy. I fully expected Detroit. Detroit is such a good team, and they were such a good team last year. Like, what Jared Goff is doing there is freaking fantastic, and it just shows you that when a talented quarterback gets the right coach, everything changes. I will tell you though, you can't sleep on Jaden Daniels. The kid has had a phenomenal year. He's been so good. Yeah, I know he won the Heisman in college and he deserved that Heisman, but I mean, I expected him to be good. I don't think I expected him to be as good as he's been this year, especially on Washington, because we haven't seen, I mean, they haven't been relevant in the last few years. So it's like for him to come in and make them a playoff team is excellent. Like, excellent. Russell Wilson holds the ball too long. Listen, I'll be honest with you, Russell Wilson has been better than I expected, but he does hold the ball a long time. Can Green Bay Packers win? No offense, but I hope not. I don't know if a team ever three-peat in the Super Bowl. Well, listen, I'm going to tell you one thing. I cannot ever count out the Chiefs, no matter what. I just can't. LA Knight doesn't need these issues. LA Knight needs a strong storyline, honestly. New ownership does change a lot. I agree with that. Can we convince the Bears of that? Please? Who you got in the Natty? Well, I'm hoping Texas pulls through tonight and Texas wins. But I think, and I hate to count out Notre Dame because they have been so strong in the playoffs. I think whoever wins tonight wins the Natty. Ohio State still leading. Is it still 14-7? That was the last score I saw. I want to see a new Super Bowl champ this time. I agree. I like new champions, but I just can't ever count out the Chiefs. They do things that blow my mind sometimes. Ever been to Louisiana? I have not. Ohio State versus Notre Dame in the finals. Do you think Ohio State or Notre Dame wins? Still 14-7 at half. Is Archie going to come in if they don't get the lead? Might as well. Mahomes is awesome, honestly. Like, whether you hate him or love him, you have to respect what he does. Ohio State gets the ball on the second. I could definitely see Texas bringing in Arch Manning if they're down and it gets late. I may get heat, but I'm a huge fan. Huge fan of Patty. Oh, he has been in? That doesn't shock me at all. Hope Smackdown is going well. I may watch tomorrow if this game stays close. I don't blame you. I understand. I'll be watching NFL tomorrow. What about Carson Beck going to Miami, though? I'm not surprised. Put R-Truth on the Steelers? Listen, R-Truth could motivate the hell out of them. I know that. I've been a huge Bama fan. Listen, you're talking to one of the biggest Bama fans in the world right here. Biggest. I am literally Roll Tide till I die. Hannah Cavender of his girlfriend. Yeah, that's exactly what I said, Nick. As soon as they said he was entering the transfer portal, I was like, he's going to Miami. Like, they're losing their quarterback. His girlfriend's in Miami. Hello. And so then when it came out that he was going to Miami, I was like, duh. As he should. Nick Saban should go in the College Hall of Fame. College football is more entertaining than pro football. It definitely can be. I agree. But I just love football in general. Football is probably my favorite sport. Second is baseball. Makes me wonder how he's going to play next season after the surgery. I know. I was super confused when he was like, "I'm going to go to the draft," cuz I was like, "Dude, you just had surgery. Your last few games you have not performed well. So, you're going to go to the draft?" Like, that doesn't make sense. So then when they were like, "Oh, he's going to the transfer portal." I was like, "That makes a lot more sense." Who's your baseball team? Chicago Cubs. Heard Bama's new quarterback is Keelan Russell. Listen, they need something because they did not do good this year at all. Did you see the commercial where that guy says high tide instead of roll tide? I love that commercial. I will say, and I liked the coaching hire for Bama, but if that guy goes into next season and loses like he did this, he won't make it past, like he won't make it through the whole season. He'll be fired on spot. Like they won't put up with the losing. So if he goes in there and has a year like he did this year, he's not making it till the end. I am interested to see what Bill Belichick does at North Carolina. Like that's going to be interesting. I don't think Milroe did terrible. I just don't think the leadership was there. The offensive line wasn't there. They made so many mistakes that we don't usually do. So I like the team was just not together. It was almost like trying to like take a puzzle piece and just stick it in the wrong spot and make it fit. It just didn't work. Bama is not. No, you will not get chance after chance with Bama. They'll get rid of you. And I'll be honest, like I obviously didn't expect like with a new coach there's going to be some bumps in the road. And I totally get that. But it just felt like bump after bump after bump, they didn't learn anything. With you got to kind of like coach your team back. Like you hit a bump and that's fine, but then you got to learn from it and grow from it. They didn't do that. And then they didn't show up to the bowl game at all. I wouldn't want to step in Saban's shoes either. The dude had the field named after him. Like, I wouldn't want to do that either. I heard postpone some game in LA. So, I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but the Rams um are supposed to play there. Their playoff game is there, and they're going to move it to Arizona if the fires don't get calmed down by then, basically. When you let Vanderbilt beat you, you have problems. Agreed. Like, what the hell? Wildfires are bad. They are so bad. Like, I feel so sorry for those people. And I feel so sorry for the first responders that are dealing with them. It's just an awful situation. Lava lamp. They look like a lava lamp. Cubs and Braves are my MLB team. I like the Orioles as well. I love the Cubs. I don't mind the Braves. I would love to make it to every MLB stadium in my life. I've been to a handful, but I would like to make it to every single one of them. I live in Tennessee and I'm a Vandy fan because I hate the Vols. I hate the Vols too. My favorite is Ronald Acuna Jr. He is very good. That she beat you. The addition to Pat McAfee was the best decision that they've ever made in their life, and if he better stay on there for life. Like I said it earlier, I love everything Pat McAfee does. I love Pat McAfee because he brings a real aspect to it. Like sports are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be something you have fun watching, you have fun doing, you have fun listening to, talking about, whatever. And I felt like all of the broadcasts were like so suit and tie serious. No. Pat McAfee brings the energy that we need. Interception, Texas. Oh, that's a good momentum change for them. Dansby went to Chicago. I was happy we got Dansby because after we traded Javi, KB, and Rizzo, we needed something. You should live stream the national championship game. It's on a Monday, right? I would have to choose between it and Raw. Or I could have one on one screen and one on the other, I guess. That may not be a bad idea. I could do that. Hopefully, we will see Manning in the game. They always just put him in on plays to kind of throw people off, so I definitely think he'll play. And then next year, he's more than likely going to be the starter, so we'll see a whole year of Manning. I'd be interested to get your take. I could probably do that. I could probably work that out. It's on a Monday. I could do one screen Raw, one screen college football. I love college football. I get very invested in it, especially if my team is playing. I get invested in NFL too, though. Carson Beck going to Miami from Georgia. Good luck. We'll see. I mean, he didn't do good this year, and he had surgery, and so that's one that could be a very big risk. Cody J versus Fatu and Tama is going to be a good match. Cody and Jimmy, yeah, Cody and Jimmy and Jacob and Tama is going to be a very good match. College football has been better than the NFL lately to me. I think college football is a little more fun than the NFL. I get annoyed with the NFL because I feel like their nickname, the No Fun League that they have, came about really kind of fits. Like it just makes me mad that they get penalized for like the stupidest stuff. But I still enjoy NFL, especially playoffs. My stepbrother was a huge Bama fan. I'm sorry for your loss. That has to be that definitely has to be different. I totally understand that. That would be so different. I miss Bryce Young at Bama. I've been a little happy that he's kind of turned around a little bit. I mean, obviously he's still on the Carolina Panthers and they're not great, but he's turned it around a little bit. So I feel like he has kind of shown people he's not the bigger bust that they thought he was. It's been so hard to watch games anymore. I totally understand that. It would be very, very hard. I like the new playoff system, although even if we have bye teams, I like the new playoff system too. I think it gives more teams a chance. Um, but I feel like with people like Arizona State losing, which I know they won their conference or whatever, but still, I feel like with them losing, like BYU, SMU, like all of those like littler teams when it losing so much, I feel like next year they're gonna go back and just put in like powerhouses again. Who do you think will be the cover star for WWE? If I'm being honest, based on last year, I think Jey Uso should be. That title looks so good on her, let's be honest. Can they give her a pink title? Please? The 2025 special cover shed Chelsea. I'm all for Queen Chelsea getting anything she deserves. WWE 2K20 was one of the worst games. I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't played 2K in a while, like a long time. I haven't really I don't play games very frequently just because I don't have a lot of time. Um, I've played Fortnite a handful of times. I used to love Grand Theft Auto though. Oh my god. Tiffany does not have a wig, but she does have extensions. For sure. Tiffany merchandise is selling fast. I'd buy it. That jacket that she has on in the commercial, love it. I have not played that game. She definitely reminds me of Sabrina Carpenter. One more year for GTA 6. I listen. I used to sit and play Grand Theft Auto for hours. Grand Theft Auto, I used to play a lot. I used to play NASCAR a lot. Um, played WWE some. Grand Theft Auto Miami Vice was one of my favorites. Facts. I loved Miami Vice. That was my favorite. San Andreas was probably my second. She is. Tiffy time. Nia Jax, nobody needs you out here. It's Tiffy time. Shoo. She mad mad. Excuse me? Who are you talking to? Fourth down, Texas getting ball back. Ooh. No, you didn't. Tiffy was popping before. Look at Batman in the front row. I like it. Yeah, it is. Is it? Those side plates say it's not yours anymore, Naya. Mella's cash in was iconic. All right, Bailey. We would like that. Thank you. I miss the moonwalking, shit talking Princess Staten Island. Yes. We need Mela and Truth back together. I loved them. That's not false. That's not false either. It's my girl. Tell him, Naomi. Did you watch Truth's interview with CBV? I did not. I need to. Put that on my list. Anything Truth does is good. Tiffer. Would you love to see the Four Horsemen again in women? In WB? Yeah, I would. Tiffy said I'm out. Y'all can fight over it. And take my title and peace out. What's going on? We've got Bailey, Nia, Bianca, and Naomi all fighting each other in the ring right now because they all want the title. And Tiffy's about to moonsault them all. Love it. It's Tiffy time. I love Tiffy. Listen, if WWE needs a backstage interviewer commentator, they can call me. Oh, I like this. Okay, Aldous. Yours is not playing great tonight. Wish they would put Manning in. They might. I'm telling you. You do anything to win a championship. First down, Texas. What a play. I'm gonna have to pull this match up on or this game up on my screen over here and see what's going on. What y'all talking about? Shovel pass was crazy and it was tipped. Those are always the best plays when the ball is tipped. Let's be real. Are you going to Mania? I am not, unfortunately. But that's okay. It just didn't work out this year. Timing and everything didn't work out. money didn't work out. It was expensive. Heard Quinn is transferring after the game. So earlier in his interview, we watched the pregame or whatever, and earlier in his interview, they were like, "Do you expect to play college football next year?" And he said no. So I think he's gonna declare for the draft. That's what we should live stream is the NFL draft. It's one of my favorite events. I don't know how this show, the Bel Air, is gonna come on USA. Unless it's just not gonna be censored. I've watched it, and it's not TV. Special encore presentation. Um, Texas getting close to field goal range. What's your prediction on fatal four-way match? I'm gonna go with Bianca. Or this is where Jade returns. Could we be cooking something? Top 5 wrestlers, women and men, current or all time? Hi! Current. Alright, let me think. Men. In no particular order. Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, I have a lot. I like I have to put Cody in there and Seth Rollins. Women, I am gonna go with Naomi, Tiffy, um, Bianca, Liv, and honestly Rhea. I'm a big fan of both of them. What if Charlotte was the one who attacked Jade? I have been saying that the whole time. The whole time. Because when Jade first came on the main roster, we saw her and Charlotte's little run in with each other. So I'm saying it the whole time. Yeah, so Punk would be number 6 for me. I can't put Punk above any of those 5 because I wasn't a Punk fan when he was first on WWE, honestly, but I love Punk since he's come back. So he would be number 6. I would put him at 6. Touchdown Texas. So what's the score now? 14-14? I love the work that Punk's been doing lately. I've become a big fan of his. I am glad we're getting close to my final games. Last night's game was very good, and tonight's game seems to be very good too. Because the last thing I want to see is like blowouts. Why does it always get down to Bailey and Naomi? Like they just want these two to fight. Marcus Freeman is an underrated coach. I can agree with that. I don't think people pay a lot of attention to Notre Dame and what he has done there. I think whoever wins this match is the attacker of Jade. Could be. My top three choices for who attacked Jade is Bianca, Naomi, or Charlotte. Like, I don't think it could be anybody else. Bailey's way too obvious. I love Bianca. Totally who Naomi who attacked her. I could see it, but then again, I'm like, is that too obvious too? Like, the WWE is never obvious. Bianca. I love how he says that. I don't know. I just feel like I feel like Naomi and Bailey are obvious choices, and I don't think it's going to be that obvious. I think if it was going to be that obvious, it would have already been revealed. I think there's a deeper story. Now, listen, y'all know Candice LeRae is somehow going to interfere with this crap. Dang, the Bulls won. The Bulls won. Oh, they played Washington. That's probably why. They have a disco ball. Oh, that's for Naomi, duh. Do you want to see a Jade and Bianca feud in 2025? Yes, I do. I think that match would be outstanding. Yeah, it's been a very good match so far. Who do you think's gonna win? Naya. I could see that having like a rematch, so Tiffy could beat her fair for the title. Hope to see Montez Ford get a singles push. Same. Although I kind of want them to win the tag titles too because I think they would make them a little more interesting. Bianca and Bailey don't have that much of a storyline with the title right now. I agree with that. I can see that. Naomi kind of does because Tiffany caused her the belt last week and they've been kind of going back and forth for a while now. But Nia does have the stronger um, storyline. Who won? Nobody right now. We're still in the match. Nia Jax is too mean. Yeah, but that's her character. I feel like she can't be nice. Like, I don't know, Nia is just a heel to me. They need to stop making Bianca look weak. Yeah, Bianca is not weak at all. She is one of the strongest women on the roster. Jade might return tonight. I hope so. I need Miss Jade to come back and tell me who attacked her because I've been waiting patiently. Naomi's gonna turn. You think so? I could see it. I could see it. Possibly. I don't know. I just feel like Naomi's still the obvious choice, and I don't think Naomi will turn while they have the tag titles. I understand why they didn't put it on Raw on Netflix too, because I don't feel like I think it would have been overshadowed a little bit by everything else going on. I don't see them losing the titles either, and that's why I don't know if Naomi's gonna turn because she can't turn and they work together. Like that's not gonna work unless Naomi turns and Bianca turns with her. Yeah, we're definitely gonna start getting some WrestleMania storylines soon because they always build them up for at least a month or so before WrestleMania actually happens. Where the heck did Naomi go? I'm kind of surprised Taker's not there. I know he was giving Pat shit for always picking against Texas. What happens if they all just pin Nia? Nia's taking a beating. See, like I said, what happens if they all just pin her? I told y'all Candace was gonna come out. She's always gotta pop her nose into something. Fourth down, Ohio State, Texas getting ball back tied. Look out, Texas is on a comeback. Take mine, Queen. Oh no. It's gonna come out that Naomi attacked Jade. Possibly. I'm still not sure. I feel like she's the obvious choice. Can't keep Nia down. Ooh, I thought Bianca was gonna like accidentally um pin Naomi there because she was kind of laying on her. That would have been interesting. My foot's asleep, you guys. It's the only downfall about sitting here for 3 hours watching this. My foot goes to sleep. Bianca will probably get the win. I wouldn't be disappointed if Bianca got the win. Kind of feel like we're going to see Nia again, though, and have Tiffy beat her fairly. Nia. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think Nia's going to get the win, too. So that Tiffany can, like, beat her fairly. Because otherwise, Nia's going to say she stole the title from her. Whoever wins, these women have killed this match. Like, they have performed crazy good. Candace, go on somewhere. Nobody asked for you. It's gonna be Charlotte versus Tiffy at Mania. Yeah, I think so too. Come on, Naomi. Bailey? No. What? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I mean, I love Bailey. Don't get me wrong. I just felt like she was the last person that was gonna win that match. I'd love to see Stephanie McMahon on a screen roll with the women's division. I tell you one thing, Stephanie should be proud of her women's division that she, helped because they're fantastic. The women's division is better now than I've ever seen them. I was not expecting Bailey to win that match. No shade against her. I just wasn't expecting it. I think Naomi was the one that attacked Jade Cargill. She's definitely on my suspect list. It's still Tiffy time, Bailey. It's still Tiffy time. Duh. Listen, Mello, don't walk up on Jimmy because he is not scared of you. He said jump frog. No, he's not gonna do nothing. Jimmy and Cody for a title match down the line. Listen, I hope Jimmy gets a singles run because I wanted him to have a singles run when Jay and him kind of broke off from the family, whatever. But he got hurt, so I feel like we missed out on what Jimmy could do. So I think Jimmy definitely deserves a second chance at that. Ugh, that's just terrible. I feel like that game at home helps the Bucks a lot. 3:30 a.m. in Ireland? Lord, I'd be asleep. Tom Brady sure turned the Bucks program around. Yeah, Tom Brady killed it, and then Baker has come in and killed it. But I'm not surprised. Tom Brady wins. That's what he does. Fourth quarter. Is it still a tie ball game? 14-14. Something happened to my sound, you guys. Lee Corso almost fell last night. I saw that. I think Lee Corso's gonna be done soon. He's just, his health stuff, and he hasn't been able to be there as much as he was in the past. And now, honestly, like, I love Lee Corso, but they don't necessarily like need him. I feel like before he was kind of like a staple, and now that they've got Pat and Saban, and I feel like he's okay to like go. So I feel like he's definitely gonna be done soon. I don't know why I don't have sound. We may be watching the rest of this without sound. What the heck? Weird. My sound like died. There we go. We're back. Next week? Is that when Jade returns? Okay, I feel like if that match is happening next week, then I feel like Jade may pop up. Honestly, I'm not trying to be mean, but that's a very weak tag team match. Like, we've already seen Motor City Machine Guns fight DIY a million times. And I'm just not invested in, I don't know. I don't love that at all. What's Solo gonna say, though? Jacob, you're not using your inside voice again. This ain't Elm Street. I love Jacob. Where's Tom at? Bengals eyeing Matt Eberflus. Okay. Fatu, not a bad promo. No, I want to see more of Jacob. I think he is very strong. He said this ain't Elm Street. him. He's so unserious. I know he has them evil eyes. Hopefully Dakota Kai. MCMG versus New Day would be a good match. Yeah, that would be a good match. I still would like to see the Street Profits get a chance at the titles. And maybe they're not because somebody's hurt. I haven't seen a report, but I could be wrong. I hope neither one of them's hurt because I like both of them in the ring. I do feel like the Raw tag team side, well, I think honestly in general the tag team side needs to be stronger, but I feel like the Raw definitely needs to be stronger. Although I'm very glad the War Raiders defeated the Judgment Day for the titles because now they will actually fight for those titles, but I love that Jacob's character feels like unhinged and unscripted. Like it just feels like I just feel like the character that he plays feels like him. Like it just feels real. I like how unscripted and kind of like impromptu it is. Did you see Bliss's Instagram? Yes, she posted a picture with her and her doll. So I'm hoping that means we get Crazy Alexa back. I hope so too. I mean, come on, everybody needs a Lily in their life. That's gonna be awesome. Pat is definitely gonna be in that. It's in his home. Like, he's definitely gonna be in that for sure. Cena has got to go down as one of the best on the mics. I'm here for it. Yeah, Pat eliminating himself was hilarious. And I don't blame him. Roman Reigns in a Royal Rumble to me is just wild. We haven't seen it in so long. Streaming on Peacock? So are the PLEs on Peacock still? I thought they were going to Netflix. What the fuck? I thought they were going to Netflix. I'm gonna have to resubscribe to Peacock, you guys. Because I thought everything was going to Netflix. Welp. I love that Jimmy is getting his own entrance tonight because he hasn't in so long. Texas Ohio State might be going into overtime. Oh, OT and playoffs. What more can you get? So we know KO's about to come out, right? When is Randy coming back? I hope ASAP. We need him back. We need some RKOs. But honestly, I want Randy to come back as a heel. I want Randy to come back as like Legend Killer Randy. That's my favorite Randy Orton, is Legend Killer. Touchdown Ohio State. Ooh. I feel like Ohio State's coach has something to prove because he hasn't been able to beat Michigan. So if you can't beat Michigan, got to bring in titles. Still 7 minutes to go. Texas still got time. Yeah, that's plenty of time. They had him fired after the Michigan game. Listen, I'll be honest with you. Um, I don't I don't think he should feel extremely secure in his job. I think he definitely needs to beat Michigan because you can't be an Ohio State fan and lose that many times to Michigan. '09 Randy Orton. Yeah, '09 Randy Orton. Another good one, but Legend Killer is. I just loved it. I don't think Randy's ever been a bad character, though. Like, he's just so good. But I think Randy as a heel is just top notch. Who remembers the Prime Super Cena? And I love Cena's thugonomics. Like, yeah. But Cena is I mean, he's one of the best on the mics, period. Like, he can cut a promo like no other. Cena versus Randy rivalry is the best. That one was so good. I wouldn't mind a little repeat of Cena and Randy this year since it's Cena's last like ride. I feel like there was a few times they like teased Cena almost turning and then it never happened, and I feel like it never happened because the fans love Cena so much. I don't think it would have worked out. I just don't think John Cena can be a heel, and it's nothing against him. He just has so much fan love that I just don't think it would work. I feel like Stephanie helped a lot of people because she wasn't afraid to like put herself in the storyline in order to do so. I was a huge Total Divas fan, and of course John was on there with Nikki, and he was such a menace on there. I loved it. It was so funny. I should rewatch that for real. Last week Roman shoes Monday were fire. Those shoes were awesome with the tribal print on them and everything. They were so cool. Tribute to Kobe. R.I.P. Kobe. Kobe was my favorite. I mean, MJ is the GOAT. Like, sorry, MJ's the GOAT, but Kobe was my favorite. Oh, Curry's phenomenal, especially as a three shooter. But I loved Kobe growing up. But I watched Kobe like during the Celtics and Lakers days, so that was the best like rivalry. MJ, Kobe, Curry, Shaq. It's a pretty good top four. I mean, I have to give LeBron his flowers. He's great, but he doesn't beat MJ for me, and he honestly doesn't beat Kobe for me, just because I was such a huge Kobe fan. Poor Jimmy's getting beat. I heard some rumors. I saw that Roman was getting his own shoe too, but I don't know how true that is. But I did see that. Texas fourth down at goal line. Oh, it's coming down to the wire. All right, Cody. Touchdown, Ohio State. What happened? If Texas was at the goal line, Smith, his freshman year is good. He's very good. Very good. Oh, Sawyer fumble return for a touchdown. Wow. What a turn of events. He reminds me of Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison Jr. was freaking awesome. I feel like Ohio State always has really good wide receivers. Of course, Alabama does too. Where'd Jacob go? I mean, I know they took him out, but oh, okay, there we go. Cody Cutter. Get him, Big Jim. All right, QKO, because you know he coming out. What'd I tell ya? And Cody's just gonna leave Jimmy out there. What are you doing? Now I'm ready to see what Travis got when he goes pro. Listen, he rightfully deserved that Heisman. I'm sorry. A guy that can play literally anywhere on the field the way he did, no question. If I had the number one pick, I'd definitely go for him. No, because Jacob popped up again. But I won't lie, with Tennessee having the number one pick in the draft, Shedeur Sanders is a little tempting because of their quarterback. I mean, Will Levis has not been it. And so I feel like Shedeur is a little tempting, but I would still go Travis Hunter. Who's the Giants going to take in the draft? Probably Shedeur. I would be honestly Shedeur. Could have left Jimmy out there by himself with these two crazies. Bears going to hire Johnson from the Lions. I hope we get Johnson or Vrabel. Those are my top two picks for our coaching position. We've completed several interviews, but Johnson and Vrabel are definitely my top two. Oh, Lord. They about to go through a table. This match at Royal Rumble is going to be insane. Yikes. Crazy Tyreek's leaving Miami. I can't say I'm not surprised by that, and I wouldn't be surprised if he went back to Kansas City. Wait, Cody turned on Jimmy. He didn't turn on him. He just left him. That match is going to be wild. But that was a pretty good episode of Smackdown tonight, you guys. We got a good one. So I will see you guys Monday for sure. And then if TikTok's still here, I'll see you guys next Friday. Wish Tua would be healthy. I think if he stayed healthy, he would go super, super far. I really like Tua. Obviously, he's from Alabama, but I think he's got a lot of potential. But his concussions have been way too serious. Like, I would have probably retired after the last one. But you guys have a good night. I'm gonna go catch the ending of that college football game.